Hello, everyone. We are researchers from Baidu Security Lab. Today, we are presenting on the topic, the key to remote vehicle control, autonomous driving domain controller. First, let's look at the evolution of cars. Here you see a traditional car which lacks electronic equipment. Although this image may look futuristic, it accurately represents many of our current smart cars, which are equipped with intensive autonomous driving features. In the future, cars will undoubtedly be fully autonomous, not requiring human drivers at all. This slide shows the evolution of BMW 3 Series electronic system. You can see that the screens are getting larger and the system more intelligent. Modern smart cars have increasing more screens. More screens mean more embedded operating systems, which could lead to an increase in security vulnerabilities. We have previously studied a large number of iOS systems. Say yes, we are adept at researching various controllers in cars across multiple brands. We believe that broader research allows us to become more familiar with the structure and the functions, dive deeper, and identify common security issues. We also researched a considerable amount of TBox devices and a lot of foreign models. We have shared this topic at Black Hat before. So today, we will dive into the autonomous driving domain controller. This type of devices has many names: ADDC, ADM, ACU, ASDM, and so on. For simple specifics, we refer to it as ADAS, a common used abbreviation. Here, you can see the installation position and the actual picture of ADAS. This is online introduction to the structure of ADAS. It might not be easy to understand at first glance. However, through our presentation today, you will gain a deeper understanding of these devices. So, why do we study ADAS? Because it's complex. Users use various new technologies and offers a great learning process and challenge. If ADAS devices are not secure, they could lead to scenarios like those in the Fast and the Furious 8, as shown in the right image, with a fleet of zombie cars. Additionally, it's an excellent research direction for security researchers. To the right is a PCB diagram of the NIL Center computer cluster. We can see it hosts 5 operating systems and has over 1,000 TOPS of computing power. It's more intriguing than routers, smart speakers, and the like. If we can crack it, we could even run stable diffusion on it. So this is the electrical diagram of an ADAS device. We can see it has many interfaces and connects to a lot of controllers, making it appear very complex. In terms of structure, early cars can use CAN bus to connect various ECU devices. Now, smart cars are divided into multiple domains, and the domain controllers are interconnected via the Ethernet. We can see that modern smart cars connect several key domain controllers via Ethernet. And for this diagram, we can see that ADAS devices are connected to the powertrain can and the chassis can. So ADAS can naturally control vehicles. Now let's look at what an ADAS controller is. Similar to previous research, this time through various channels, we have obtained a large number of ADS devices. The research is ongoing, and we are here to share some of the issues we have already discovered. So this is one of the earliest front CCTV driving cameras. It typically only has ACC and LKA features. It's using FPGA for processing. Later, such devices begin to use ARM processor with AI inference cores, such as the Mobileye Q4M and the Horizon Journey 2. For instance, the TI-TDA4 VM chip, which was used by many car manufacturers in the past 2 years, offers more computing power and supports more cameras. This is an ADS device using one Horizon G3 or use 3 Horizon G3 Y3. For instance, one might handle parking function and while the other to manage the FSD, the full self-driving. This is an interesting mixed solution. One processor handles parking and another assists driving. This device uses the two TDA4 VM chips. And this is the more powerful TI chip, the TDA4VH, with 32 TOPS of computing power. The advantage is the low cost. We estimated that this ADAS device costs no more than $300. This manufacturer has deployed a BEV model on this 32 TOPS computer power chip. So chip and computer power is high. The previously mentioned solution have low computing power. The Horizon G5 offers 128 TOPS of computing power. So because Nvidia's solution is widely used, let's focus on that. In Nvidia, there was Nvidia's early autonomous driving chip, first used in the Xiaopeng P7, which with the 32 TOPS of computing power. Nvidia Orin X is currently the most mainstream solution with 254 TOPS of computing power. Yes, we can see many automakers are using the Orin X solution. It offers sufficient computer power and it's easier to develop with. If more computer power is needed, two Orin X chips can be used. For example, the popular Xiaomi SU7 also uses this configuration. If even more power is needed, we'll continue staking CPUs. AR was the first to use 4 Orin X chips. However, Orin X is quite impressive. Nvidia recently introduced the Orin N series, which has not yet hit the market, but we have already obtained several ADS controllers with this new chip. We can see that the two PCBs use different CPUs, but the interface are the same. This to accommodate different configuration for the same vehicle model. This is the Mobileye's S solution. In recent years, Mobile S solution have been used less and less, so we have not do much research on it. This is an interesting approach from Qualcomm, which launched a new ADS chip solution to stay competitive with other chip manufacturers. So now let's analyze the hardware structure of ADS devices. We can see that the structure is very complex with many chips and interface. Among the most important components are UFS, MCU, switch, CAN, and Ethernet. This is the internal structure diagram of an ADS device. The main function is to recognize the environment using AI chips based on various sensor signals and the issue vehicle control signals. Some key features include perception is the main and the most computationally task, and the sensor on the left use vehicle Ethernet and LVDS bus technologies. Although the ADS device connect to the CAN bus, the SoC need to send CAN signal through the MCU. Just now we talked about the internal structure of ADS device. Now let's look at how ADS fits into the overall structure of a car. We can see that there are many controllers in a car, including some domain controllers with many functions like the ADS, autonomous driving domain controllers, and the body domain controllers. Among others, there are also some ECUs with single functions. The more complex controllers are interconnected through the Ethernet. The gateway acts as an Ethernet switch. Also, all the controllers are connected to different CAN buses. This is the overall software architecture of ADS devices. The top layer is the application layer for various perception tasks. The middle layers include the operating system and some autonomous driving frameworks. And the bottom layer consists of various hardware devices. The red section are circuit areas to focus on, such as the perception module, control module, operating system, and MCU controllers. So how to research the ADS? We can just analyze it as an IoT device. The system interfaces and signals. To study ADS, we first need to obtain the devices. We acquired a significant number, around 30, through the salvage vehicles, water damaged vehicles, and test vehicles. Some vendors also sell these parts. To the left, you can see many NIO ADM controllers. Yes, those with 1,000 TOPS of processing power. After obtaining the device, we need to power them on. This can be done by referencing the circuit diagram or analyzing the circuits. Some devices also require a signal like CAN or CAN-FD to wake them up. Water files are in the storage is also very important. For example, Orin X devices typically have a eMSA and UFS shortage. Reading the eMSA storage has become very mature. It can be done using an eMSA programmer or by directly soldering it onto a circuit board just as a SD card. Compared to eMSA, UFS devices are newer and typically used in smartphones, but now also in ADS. Currently, we can only compare complete dumps and reads, but we cannot be modified or deleted like eMSA storage. The UFS chips usually use the Medusa programmer. However, we have tested many chips and the fastest are only 5 MB per second. Dumping Orin ADS device took us a whole day, which is too slow. After consult with the smartphone repair technicians, they recommend this programmer, which is 50 times faster. The new tool can help us quickly dump a chip. After we complete a dump of the storage, we need to mount it for reading. Except for Nvidia's devices, all have a standard partition table with, which can be directly mounted. If there is a partition table, tools can recognize as ERT, QX, partition. For devices without a partition table, like those with Orin CPUs, we can use tools to reconstruct the partition table. We can use the test disk or other disk software. Dealing with the QNX partition is more troublesome. For example, with Nvidia's server, we need to search using the QNX boot header magic number and extract partition using the DD program. Then tools like QNX mount can be used to mount the extracted partition, making the disk contents visible. Currently, QNX partition can only be read, not written to. So we must read. Why must we read from the storage? It allows us to obtain the complete file system, including some sensitive files. We can read in files like etc shadow to crack access password, or extract model file, MCU firmware, and so on. We have just discussed how to obtain the file system. Now let's look at how to get shell access. Having shell access makes it easier to analyze the system. We found that many ADS devices have SSH service enabled, or we can get shell access via the serial ports. For example, the Orin devices has SSH enabled, but not with the default password. Using hashcat, we can't crack the password, so we dump the UFS storage and then modify the shadow file and set ret to bypass the boot password modification process. Finally, we got the root shell access. Perhaps you might think that logging in through a serial port should not be an issue on ADS devices. This is a very old security issue. However, the reality is that many devices have US interface, and most don't require authentication or can easily bypass the authentication. So we also need to obtain network permission for ADS device. Unlike conventional Ethernet, all onboard devices use vehicle Ethernet, which use a 2-core cable. Below are 3 common interfaces. So we need to use a vehicle Ethernet adapter to connect. Vehicle Ethernet requires setting master or slave mode. It's best to use the adapter with auto-negotiation capability. Of course, we also need to know the device's IP address. We need to capture packets in promiscuous mode to determine the sock IP address, usually requiring setting the VLAN ID MAC address binding. Now let's look at the interface security issues. Bots often have many interfaces, especially UART and GTAG. Some automakers clearly label them. Here are some interesting ports. For example, some ADS devices have HDMI ports, allowing us to operate them like a computer. Many also have Oryx DAP ports for reading and flashing the MCUs. Let's look at the CAN transceiver. The CAN interface pins can be identified from the CAN transceiver pin out. If the ADS device isn't working, try sending some CAN message to the TGA1043 to wake it up. This is about hacking the LiDAR devices. And if you are interested in autonomous driving simulation, please consider methods like camera simulation injections. Let's review the security risks of ADS devices. For this image, you can see there are leaks of firmware, deploy image, and development documents. For example, the deploy image contains all the programs running in the system. So we can analyze this for vulnerabilities. Besides some sensitive files and deployment files, there is also an issue with leakage of autonomous driving frameworks. Every car manufacturer uses different technology and frameworks. Every day, there are various new technology for autonomous driving in papers. But car manufacturer will use the best technology available, the best choice. Especially the problem of model file leakage. We found that almost all devices allow dump the model files. The image shows the model leakage situation for all the 4 AI chip solutions. Besides the leakage of context model lag, .ng and .trt, we also discovered the leakage of raw models. These leaks help us more conveniently use the models, especially the ONNX files for training and optimization. Let's take a look at how model files are deployed and used. Firstly, the car manufacturer needs to choose the technical roadmap. For example, the most popular one currently is OCC.NET. Then, after intensive training, the .trt mode is obtained and deployed in the car. During this process, the car manufacturer spends a lot of time and money. Let's look at the main risks from model file leakage. After intensive testing, the car manufacturer uses the most stable and accurate mode, so the model structure is very important. We can now try to obtain the model structure from the model files. We reverse engineered Nvidia's .ptrt files. It defines multiple tags decoded with harding code. We need to parse each tag using LiDAR to reverse engineer the lab NV info.so. The left image shows the structure of the LENet model. The right is our reversed and analyzed structure of a TRT model. Compared to the original model, the structure is similar, but some layers are merged. Let's look at another AI chip model. We reversed the development tool chains emulation program. Through this program, we can clearly see how the model is loaded and computed. We use LiDAR for reverse engineer. We found the OP code and the corresponding computer operators. For example, the orange part is the CONV computation. We also found that some AI chip models can be directly analyzed with the neutron. Since we obtained let's see a video. Since we obtained a lot of model files, what can we do with them? We bought a toy car with the MPU process and then deployed a vehicle-grade model on it. Although the toy car is cheap, it now uses very intensive technology, and we also don't need to train the model, the toy. Now let's look at the MCU. We found that almost all controllers contain the TC397 and the TC399. For example, in ADS, since the socket can't send CAN signals directly, the MCU is responsible for sending and receiving CAN signals. as well as some fault handling. We found that many systems contain MCU firmware files like Oryx.hex. Currently, Jira can perform reverse analysis, but IDA Pro can't. We discovered that even every ADS circuit board has DAP read pins. We also designed an MCU reader board. From the image, Jira can recognize the HEX firmware of the TI code family. The right image shows that we reverse engineered the UDP receive functions and found out-of-bounds reading vulnerabilities. Since it's used very widely in cars, it's a very good research direction. So how should we control cars? Control vehicles is the ultimate goal of researching ADS controllers. We will not demonstrate vehicle controller in this talk. This presentation primarily aims to educate about ADS domain controllers, their related knowledge and security risks. First, let's see how cars are controlled by electric signals. Here, we use wire-controlled chassis technology. For example, both ADS and the drivers can control the wheel by electric signals. These electric signals mainly include CAN signals. So if we want to control a vehicle, we can do it through controlling the ECU, the gateway, or ADS controller. The red controller is the key. This is the gateway controller on an autonomous vehicle. It has a full linear system and several network ports. However, such advanced gateways are rare, and analyzing the controller signals is complex and not universal. This is a assisted driving module similar to early ADS devices. It can control a vehicle, but it lacks a network port and a full Linux operating system, making it hard to control the vehicle through the vulnerabilities. We can see that ADS has a full Linux operating system. It also has a network interface and MCU controller connect to the powertrain kit, allowing us to control the vehicle through ADS devices. Remember this structure diagram, which includes important controllers in smart cars. Now we focus only on vehicle controls. Once we remove unnecessary devices, there are two very effective attack paths. TBox is a common and effective entry point for attacks. Similar to a home modem, attackers can access the TBox directly, but not the device behind it. If we can gain network access through TBox vulnerabilities, then controlling the ADS device and finally the vehicle is easy and universal. Here is a complete example of how to control a vehicle. The key is to find the vulnerabilities in the TBox and the ADS devices to get root access. If this part goes smoothly, the rest is easy. The medium image shows vulnerabilities we previously found in a 4G model on a vehicle, which allow remote command execution. At that time, the vehicle didn't have. The vehicle didn't have ADS controller, so it could only open the car door and the windows. The right image shows a similar command injection vulnerability we found on ADAS devices. This type of issue is common. So if we find a vulnerability, how do we deploy it to ultimately control the vehicle? Using a 4G fake base station is a very effective method because no matter the 4G or 5G module, they all support the 2G GMS network. Of course, we have also listed a few other methods, especially the IPv6 methods, which we introduced at last year's Black Hat. With IPv6, we might not need the TBox vulnerabilities or a fake base station and can directly access the ADS devices now. Now let's make a summary. ADS controllers can control vehicles, but their security is often overlooked. Therefore, their security needs to be enhanced. To automakers, we recognize enhancing the overall security of ADS devices. For example, Baidu's autonomous vehicle robotaxi uses security boot, full disk inceptions, and high-level SSH authentication. We hope other automakers will consider adopting similar approach to increase the cost and the difficulty of unauthorized research. To security research, we have introduced many new tools and analysis methods, such as dumping the UFS storage and debugging MCUs. Learning new things always help us to grow and stay engaged. Although we have not delved deeply into the security of smart vehicle, particularly ADS controllers, we hope to inspire further exploration in this field. Okay, today is our talk. Because our English is not very well, if any question, please send email to us. Thank you very much.